crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroo.com. Good morning, Horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Quick note before I get into this craziness of silver. Yesterday, Amy came in and said, happy birthday to one of our customers. She wrote down the wrong name. So let's try that again. Happy birthday, Brock Elder. Brock Elder. Happy birthday, Brock. 46 years old. And some reference to the president being the 46th president. If it is, we might not have a president right now. We might be under martial law. I don't know. The military. Did you notice in the Biden speech, first time ever that a president ended with, they usually say God bless America or God bless the United States of America. He ended with God bless our military? I don't know. Call me a conspiracy nut. Speaking of conspiracies, let's talk about SLV. SLV is the theoretically, the largest inventory of silver in the world. 500, it just jumped 600, jumped over 600 million ounces. Here's the deal. On the weekend, from the 15th to the 19th, there was a movement, quote, a deposit of 22.3 million ounces of silver into the SLV. Where did that come from? Where did 22.3 million ounces of silver come from? JP Morgan is the entity that records that is responsible for that. But BlackRock, who is the current rigger of silver, is the owner of SLV. JP Morgan, the custodian, literally fined the largest fine ever for manipulation of gold and silver, 982 million or something like that. And they're still the custodian of SLV? Do you really want to understand how criminal our system is? And BlackRock. I've been screaming about BlackRock for I can't tell you how long. Two entities controlling the price of gold and silver right now, BlackRock and Virtu Financial. Virtu Financial, Vincent Viola is the head of that high-frequency trading firm. They were partners with Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff was a high-frequency trading con. But now it is just in your face. 22.3 million ounces deposited into SLV. Now, why did it have to be deposited? I think they're going to try to say, well, yeah, we can have this kind of short position on the Comex because we own the silver. See, it's in SLV, and I'm an authorized participant to pull it out. It's a huge con. There are 3 high-level BlackRock economic guys going into the Biden administration. 3 of them. To go along with those who, in the old Trump Obama administration, were fine about market manipulation of silver. They were fine. That fine that JP Morgan got was all during the Obama watch. Same people are coming in. Gary Gensler, the ex-head of the CFTC, is going to be head of the SEC. Janet Yellen, ex-head of the Treasury, or head of the Fed, is going to be now head of the Treasury. The same people. It's not because they are good at what they do. It's because they're good at following orders. And the banksters, the criminal cabal, tell them what to do. So this should have everybody in the silver world screaming, okay, who did it and where did they get the silver? And if someone's going to buy, theoretically, this is retail demand. People who buy SLV expect ounces of silver to be placed into this depository. All of a sudden, they came up with 22.3 million ounces of retail demand happen in one day. It is a con. We are being conned. You want to know who really is pulling the shots in the silver game? It is not the USA. Remember, when the manipulation falls apart, whoever's holding their silver in their own possession gets to keep it in their own possession only. Remember that, because if you don't have your silver in your own possession, I don't care who's holding it for you, you will lose your silver. And do you know who knows that more than anything else? No, not JP Morgan. Well, we taught it to JP Morgan. All the silver bugs taught it to Blythe Masters. That's why they went long physical silver. But where do they keep their silver? Look at the bullion wait list, they call it. London. London. Of the top 5 warehouses, London, 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 New York, London. You really want to know where the power comes from? The banking cabal comes out of the City of London, run by the Queen of England, or at least it was. She might have been taken out. I don't know, but we're looking at 570. Interesting. This says there's 577 million. They probably have little vaults or little short positions. JP Morgan uses this metal to pretend their hedges are legit. They're hedging this metal. Imagine that. There's short positions in SLV, which is completely ridiculous. If you buy a share of SLV, you expect an ounce of silver to be deposited. But there's a huge short position on SLV, which means they don't deposit it. And oh, by the way, JP Morgan takes this physical bullion and runs massive derivatives out of it. The game continues. Where are we right now? Playing around with the 50-day and 200-day moving average right here. At some point, they'll probably gun for the 200. Oh, they're playing with the 50 and the 100. They'll probably gun for the 200. I don't know. You just have to be able to write out anything. If the price of silver goes to 0 or negative, like it did in oil, you got to be able to write that out. If it goes to $1 million an ounce overnight, I'll guarantee you all the markets will shut down. Or if it goes to $50 overnight, all the markets will shut down. Here's what's going on the derivative side. This is the Comex volume, still up at 500 million ounces every day traded. The most ridiculous exchange in the history of mankind. Look at this day, January 8th, over 1.1 billion ounces of silver were dumped on the market. We're looking at the March delivery date. Elevated, I wouldn't say highest ever, but they're elevated open interest. 132,000 contracts, which is 650 million ounces. No, they don't have it. No, they can't deliver. And it's still rising. We'll be keeping an eye on that. That starts delivery the end of February. So lots going on in silver. I'll be talking to Jenny Moonstone about silver this afternoon, posting that on the private road at Road to Ruta. But I want to read you guys something from our good friend, Crypto Nana. Those of you who know Crypto Nana, she's a lovely woman. I've partied with her a few times. She knows how to party. But she's also heavily emotionally invested in the freedom movement, in the people behind Donald Trump. And has that movement died, or what's the deal? Everybody's kind of going, oh my God, what's going on? Some people are saying, well, no, it's the military's already taken over. This is just a facade we're showing, the Biden thing. I don't know, and nobody knows. Well, certain people know, but they're not going to tell you. Here's what Crypto Nana said to me, and here was my response. This is after I sent out my post yesterday. She said, this is for the email service. It's a free email service. Go to roadtoruta.com, top left, put your email in. I put it out emails every day. She said, thanks for the email. It's been an awful day for me emotionally. I tried to stay off social media because I felt so combative. Sigh. Tomorrow, I hope we see more evidence that the good guys will prevail. I think a lot of us were feeling that yesterday. A lot of us. But here's my response. After I didn't come up with this response right when it was all happening, going down yesterday. It took me a while to think about it was time to reassess. And what I think, how you want to position your mind and your body and your assets going forward. My response was breathe. Strange energies from space are effing with our emotions. You are stronger than your emotions. You are a spiritual being having a physical experience to learn. Remember, it's all a game, and whatever outcome happens, it was meant to be for us all to evolve. Breathe and smile. Bix. That's what we all have to do. Breathe and smile. As far as the strange energies from space, Cliff, Mr. Scientist, this isn't just a woo-woo thing. The strange energies from space are real. They are coming in at us right now. Cliff explains it pretty well here.
Labeling them strange because we don't know what they are. If our solar system is headed that way, here is Earth, and our magnetosphere should sort of make us look comet-like, basically something like that. Instead, this whole back part of it has been pushed forward towards the Earth, and it sort of caves in like that and comes back around that way. And in fact, sometimes it even wraps around a bit. This is extremely exciting on many different levels, a little scary too, because what it implies is that there's an energy source out here that is moving faster than Earth, such that it can push our magnetosphere up against the backside.
Wow. Imagine that happening in the physical space. I mean, literally in space. And that's all measurable. That's happening at the same time on the planet we're going through all these emotional upheavals. So keep that in mind. There are actual strange energies from space coming in, and they mess with our emotions. Go to Cliff's website, Cliff High. The video is called Modern Byzantine Empire Update. He talks about other stuff as well. But that's the feeling. That's when you got to stand back and take a deep breath and say, okay, this is year one. Last year was year zero. You thought it was crazy last year? Wait till this year, and the next year, and the next year. The key is to pull back. Pull back from your emotional angst. Take a breath and reassess everything. Say, where are we going forward? What's going to happen? So that's what I did all yesterday. And I came up with a kind of a theory I can work with. The U.S. population doesn't understand the bad things about socialism. Right now, it's like everybody wants everything. Why not give money to the poor? Why not give money, let everybody in our borders? Why not? Because we've never seen the ramifications of it. Maybe, just maybe, if there is like a military control right now, maybe this is a time where it is shown how bad these leaders are and how bad socialism really is. And I know it's a hard lesson to learn, but we have to learn that lesson. Well, the thing that keeps jumping in my mind, I had a dream about last night, is Trump gave an interview a long time ago, many years ago, before he was president, talking about how he believes in an eye for an eye. Those who wrong him, he will wrong in a very similar way. An eye for an eye. Imagine what President Biden's going to have to gauntlet. I mean, it's the toughest job in the world. And he's got infighting. Massive infighting already on the lefty side. As a matter of fact, they're burning down Portland right now. And the Antifa website goes directly to the Biden White House, which is crazy. Go online. I can't show it or they'll take me off. But imagine all the things that Biden's going to have to deal with. The Ukraine issue. It hasn't gone away. Every time he's going to be asked about it. Why isn't Hunter in jail? All the proof is there. The Russian hoax. He's going to be asked about it. What about this? What about that? Remember, the good guys have all this information, and they will leak it out. And then Biden's going to have to do what Trump did. Do the dance and run the country at the same time. He can't rub his belly and pat his head at the same time. I do think they'll take him out very early, within the first month. But Kamala is 50 times worse. At least Biden has experience. Kamala is completely controlled by the left, by the radical left. We are going to learn a really harsh lesson. And that is, socialism is bad. I've started a page on the private road at roadtorude.com. It's called the Biden Administration Economic Destruction List. I just put the first thing down so far. He's reversing everything Trump did, which means you're going to destroy everything. the economy, economics-wise. The first thing, he rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement yesterday. The best analysts on this, the result is 400,000 jobs lost. 400,000 jobs, 2.5 trillion in GDP loss, and a loss of $20,000 per family of four, just to live up to the lopsided Paris Climate Agreement. He's trying to destroy the United States. He's not trying to fix the. And that's just the first one. I'm going to be listing all of them, as many as I can find. And there are a lot. There are a lot out there. All right. Again, I will be talking with Miss Jenny Moonstone. A lot to talk about. I'm sure she's as confident as ever and believes that that the military did take over. I believe it. But if it's true, we have a new end date, which is, I think, March 4th would be the signing in of Trump. If it's true, means between now and March 4th, we have to have a total breakdown of our economic system, of our political system, of the government. We need the failure to set soundly on the shoulders of the democratic socialists. And that's going to be painful, but what a lesson learned. Because we haven't learned our lesson yet. We will know. We will know within, what is that? A little over a month. A little over a month. And I know the goalpost keeps getting pushed back. Hell, I've been watching it get pushed back since the 1990s when I got into analyzing silver and gold. Some people have been watching it forever. But remember, the good guys have all the secrets. And they can lay their cards down and say, here you go. Deal with this, Biden administration. Let's see you do the dance you made Trump do. An eye for an eye. This is Bix Weir. RoadToRuler.com. I'll talk to you guys later.